Hi everyone! In this session today we're going to talk about Dask. I'm going to show you how you can take your Python code and run it in a distributed way on Iguazio using the Dask library. So what is Dask? Dask is an open source for parallel computing written in Python. And with Dask you can speed up training job by running your Python code in parallel. In order to do that, I'm going to use another open source that is called MLrun, which is a very powerful orchestration tool that enables users to run their code with different engines, including Dask. It also abstracts the configuration part and provides you a very easy way to track your experiments. Now, a few things that you need to know about Dask. Dask is very powerful. What are the main benefits of Dask? So first of all, performance. You can speed up your training job dramatically by running your Python code in parallel and not as a single process. Second, the ability to work with a large dataset. So even if you have a dataset that doesn't fit into the memory, Dask can leverage its distributed engine to work with larger dataset. And last but not least, Dask can leverage any Python APIs. So even if things are missing in the Dask API, you can still work with Python APIs, but leverage the power of Dask to run it in parallel. And I'm going to show you an example of that in the demo. Now, in order to work with Dask, you need to create a Dask server, and then you have a client working against it. So let's get started. So we have a Nucleo here to configure the magic command for Nucleo to configure Dask. Then we have a bunch of imports for Dask and MLrun. We need to set up the artifact path for MLrun. And then we have the code itself. So we have a very simple Python code here that uses Dask. What it does is basically read this CSV file, and then we're using Dask to run a couple of things in parallel. So for example, we're going to run describe, we're going to run group_by, and we also want to run something that is called asMetrics, that is part of the NumPy API. Now, we don't have that in Dask, but as I mentioned earlier, there is a way to run Python APIs with Dask and leverage the Dask capabilities to run things in parallel, even if it's not part of the Dask API. The way to do it is basically to use this delayed command. So I'm setting up delayed, I use this NumPy asMetrics, and now I can run this asMetrics API using Dask. Simple as that. Now I want to run this function as a container running in a distributed way on my cluster. Now, the way to do it is to use this MLrun command called code to function. What it does, it basically creates a YAML out of it with all the dependencies and all the build commands, everything that it needs in order to run it on the cluster. MLrun also allows me to specify the setting. So I can specify the number of replicas, I can specify the number of max replicas, the resources that I'm going to use, memory and CPU. And this is, by the way, per worker. And that's it. Now I can run the command. So I have my URL here. This is the CSV file, and the way to run it is the following. You just need to specify this fn.run, give it the handler name, the data sets, and that's it. So now the function is running on Iguazio cluster with 4 workers of Dask, and if I want to watch the progress of those workers and how Dask actually work, I can click on this link and it gets me to this dashboard. This basically shows me this distribution between the workers and lots of useful information here to do some troubleshooting. So that's pretty much it. So what we've seen in this session today is how you can take a Python code and run it using Dask on a distributed cluster in a very easy way. So if you need more information, just go to this link, and if you have any questions, we'll be happy to help.